summarize the message you just had in the room to the guys?
I mean, even before that, Tim, I mean, I can speak on behalf of our organization and our locker room that we tip our hat to the Bucks organization. They were a great team last year, and they improved on that. And whether we were a part of that improvement or not, it's irrelevant. But they took their game collectively to another level, and they beat us for a reason. They were much better, during the regular season, and then in these 4 games. So we tip our hat and congratulate them. But the message, the majority of my message to this locker room, is between me and them, but the overall, deal is one of appreciation, for what everybody brought to this season. It was one of the more memorable seasons just because it was so uniquely different than anything else we've experienced, and guys had to really adjust and adapt, and I really commend our guys for doing that and not becoming cynical or making excuses for all the different protocols and things outside of just the competition. But I really liked this group, liked the locker room. I loved the mix of our veterans, and our youth. It was a really cool, unique blend.
And I know it'll get lost in all the big picture stuff today, but third quarter tonight, you've said a million times it's a make or miss league, and it is. Was it as simple as that, or did you see a way that Milwaukee really ramped it up on the defensive end?
Yeah, both. I mean, that's one of the things they've done, right, is absolutely seize those moments of truth during the course of a game. There's always a bunch of little skirmishes that happen, these 3 or 4 minute runs, and they were able to control, the majority of them, this series. And in the third quarter, yeah, we did miss, some shots, that probably could have given us a little bit different life. But you also, if you're them, you have to capitalize on that. And they did. When they had to make shots, they did. When they had to get a stop in this series, they were able to do it. When they had to get a run of 3 or 4 in a row, and force a timeout, it seemed like they were able to do that more often than not.
Thanks, Bob.
Up next, we go to Ira Winderman.
Erik, was this also more than about just one series and maybe the collective weight of the season? I know the short turnaround seems like a long time ago, but it almost seems like a run-on sentence of seasons. Was there a feeling of that along the way, if not at the end?
Yeah, I don't want to say anything that would discredit, what the Bucks did to us. But, there is a human side to this. There's no way to know one way or another other than just, how guys that had been through that experience last year and then in the bubble and then were part of this quick turnaround to, you could see that, going into the season, that the tank wasn't, necessarily full. But I think our guys really approached it, in a great way, not making an excuse for it, to handle that adversity when we were really struggling early on. I think those moments really, helped us grow, and we were playing our best basketball, at the end of the season. Usually that, would give you a better launching pad into the playoffs. I thought we all felt great about it until we, faced these guys.
And Erik, the rebounding statistics in the season were so stark. Was there any particular reason that it was so lopsided, or was it just their height and their size and their length? Thank you.
In this series?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a part of it. And, there were certain times during the regular season that, we would rebound the ball great. And then there was stretches where, we weren't rebounding and it cost us, games. Then we would, catch ourselves, recalibrate. We thought that was a box that we checked, but, these guys, they do it well, and they really capitalize that against us this series.
Thank you.
Up next, we go to Anthony Chang.
Regarding Bam, it seemed like he got a little more decisive as the series went on. How do you feel like he adjusted to the way Milwaukee was playing him this series, and just his overall, offensive growth, in his fourth NBA season?
Yeah, I mentioned that that we have a culture and a program where there's committed player development, and everybody talks about it usually with our young players or developmental players who are undrafted, or guys that we find and get them into our G League program, and they grow with us. But you can make a case that Bam has been our most improved player from the player development every single year that he's played with us. His leaps and bounds have been significant, and that was true this year as well. As far as the series, I thought he adjusted very well, and his game will continue to grow. And he's doing it at all levels. It's offense, it's defense, it's leadership, all the above.
Thank you, Spo.
Next, we go to Cooper Moorhead.
Spo, apart from a couple good stretches, Jimmy never really seemed to find his offensive rhythm, his flow. Is that all? You just say that's what the Bucks are doing? I mean, they put so much resources towards taking him away, or is there a bigger takeaway for him going into the offseason?
I say this about a lot of things with competition. There's probably several things that are true. They defended him well, took away, some things. I thought he missed, shots that he, normally, we live with those. And then he was able to create and make the plays that we're all accustomed to. But he can manipulate a game offensively against any coverage, against any player, as well as any player that I've ever coached. We just weren't able to get it done in this series, and probably it's a bigger part on me, not being able to, get him in better comfort zones and strengths, more consistently.
And quickly, I know you probably haven't thought about it too much now, but given how short the last offseason was, are you going to be throwing away the key to the gym for a couple of weeks just to make these guys, take some real time?
For our young guys? Not a chance. No, we are. We're not total lunatics. We'll give them a little bit of time off. We actually haven't done any planning. And this is the way this season has been. It has been so hectic for everybody in this association. I really didn't know what month it was. I didn't realize Memorial Day weekend was this weekend. And when I brought that up, it was like several of the players and staff members were right there with me. It's been that kind of year.
All right, Coach, that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, appreciate you all. Okay, we'll see you soon, and talk to you probably via Zoom again. All right, thanks.